I changed my YouTube studio from this to this. So you think that is alright? Now let me tell you how I ended up with plastic chairs as my table and a fridge as my background at a friend's place. So this is what happened. I got into a little bit of argument with my dad, right? And he based on that particular argument and a previous conversation I had with him earlier on. That is the moment I completed school. I had a conversation with him telling him I'm not going to go to university but become a content creator and make finance related videos like this for you guys. And literally made me explain all the revenue sources and literally everything to him. So he based on that because he wasn't in favor of it. He based on that and the argument we currently had and literally kicked me out of the house. Like literally kicked me out of the house. And to be frank with you, I was not expecting it at all. Like seriously, bro. Anyways, we had to go. So yes, my brother and I had to go because if I had left my brother behind, he would have done something crazy, like seriously. So we all went to a friend's place for a while and we got a lot of phone calls, and I mean a lot, especially me, from his family relatives telling us he said we should come home hot. Let's forget about all that statement. So we ended up coming home, right? So on our way back, I had this idea that why don't I get my own personal space and upgrade my YouTube studio from the plastic chairs and the fridge as my background, and also from what I was currently using when I was using my actual studio to something even much better. So while I was having all these thoughts, another thought just came in mind. Why don't I use my own studio as an upgraded version and as a room as well? You get what I'm trying to say? That is why you guys are seeing this. So the moment we arrived, the very next day, I began the room transformation. I know. Most of you are going to be saying, Steve, where the hell is your shirt? Just listen. I sweat a lot. I know this is going to be unsettling to hear, but I sweat a lot when I'm doing these kind of household stuff. That is why I'm not wearing shirts. So if you are feeling uncomfortable, just bear with me for this particular video. So the first thing I had to do was just pack everything out of the room and move on to the next step. Like, bro, the room was really cluttered. Like, I don't know the other word to use for it, but it was that messed up. So the next thing I had to do was to fix this. This is to prevent water from flowing from this end to the other side of the room. Like when it rains, the place gets really wet. So I had to use cement to block the place by creating this structure over here. So the room was almost cleared out, and the next thing I had to do was to sweep the place. So with that out of the way, my table was really wiggly, or should I say wobbly. So I had to tighten the screws in it. And guess what? I wasn't aware you're supposed to tighten the screws in it, so I used a nail. And guess what? It cracked. That is the only word I can use. It's actually cracked. So I decided to paint the room white since it wasn't painted. And lucky for me, we had an old paint lying around, like an old paint bucket containing an old paint lying around. So I just mixed it up with water. And it actually worked. Surprisingly, it actually worked. I thought it was going to be green, brown, or different color, but it actually worked. So I just went on ahead and applied the painting to the wall after mixing it with water. Now before I did that, I had to move the carpet from the floor, and while moving the carpet, I had to be really careful because it has been on the floor for like years without me moving it, and it was really fragile. And also I had to take down the curtains because, for obvious reasons, you get what I'm trying to say. After all these were done or out of the way, I just went on ahead with the painting. So this was really stupid of me not to put on a shirt before the painting. Anyways, I had to stop because the painting got finished, or the paint got finished along the way. It wasn't that great, but I would say it's okay because I wanted to finish the entire work that very day. So I think it worked out for the best. So the next thing I had to do was rearrange the entire place, by starting with the speaker, the table, the carpet, the paintings on the wall, that is the pictures on the wall, and everything else. Now on the lights, I decided to hang them on the wall to create more space in the room, and I think a change of scenery is much more better. That is why I have turned the table to the other side, not facing the window like it used to be. Before that, I had to test to see if the light is working and to also check if there is something broken or not. So I went on ahead and brought the other equipment in, and by this time it was getting really late, as you guys can tell from the window, but I was really determined to finish the thing, or to finish the transformation that very day. Then my brother also stepped in shirtless. Keep in mind, he's really taller than me, so if you see him standing, just forget about it. Now he was also a YouTuber.
I've been doing that motherfucker.
Then say your channel to me.
Boss,
Boy, say your channel to me. Don't ignore the topic.
Why?
Don't ignore the topic.
That time I said I thought I'm not you.
And he paused for a while. Basically, he just stopped, and after he saw the setup and everything that is going on, he just got into the mood again, and he began to say this. Basically, his intro.
Fucking hell, I missed this shit. See what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy D, and we back in this motherfucker with another video today. I'm gonna be talking.
So after I was done pasting the other pictures on the wall, including the Naruto picture, I went on ahead with the wiring. So I decided to use these old wires on the floor for the wiring. And if you guys are doing this at home, please and please again, make sure you let a professional do it for you. This is just for the purpose of this particular video. That is why I am doing it personally. After I was done with the wiring, I went on ahead to face this particular problem. That is the starch I applied on the wall at the other side I moved the paintings from. So I had to do something to it to cover it, to prevent the room from looking nasty. You get what I'm talking about? So I decided to use this wood to cover it, and it was already painted whitish, let me put it that way. So I just went on ahead and attached it to the wall, and frankly speaking, I thought it was going to fall, but it's really hung in there. I went on ahead and set my laptop and other devices on the table, and came back the next day and moved the blocks from the concrete I built in front of the door to prevent water from entering because it has dried up. I then looked for an old bed we had laying around and just took it to the room and just laid it on the floor, just like that. Laid bedsheet on it, and I had to clean the speakers because it was in the room when I was painting the wall white, so most of the paint got onto it and it will reflect in the background when I'm recording my video, so I just had to clean it up. With that out of the way, the room and my studio was complete. Now I highly suggest you follow me on Instagram because I post most of my daily life activities over there. Like the issue that went on with my dad like this, everything is on my Instagram page. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. Peace.